Right guys, so a minute ago I had this margin for my thing, and basically you don't need that at all, because the main content, you want it to always be central to the user. What you want to put is the following: you want to tell the div to float to the center, and what float does, you can have float left, float right, float center. So what float center tells the parser to do is position the div that you're talking about in the centre of the page. So now when I scroll out, it's always central. No matter what I do, it's always central. And as you can see, there's no scroll bars because I told those to be switched off. So that looks good. Now what I've done in a lot of my other websites, they're not really completed websites yet, but I'll show you what I mean. Let's go with my HTML coursework. No, that's PHP, sorry. Right, it's not there. I know it is, it's here. So I did this really quickly for school, and I basically use a header element, and what that does is, do you want to open my script up? Right. I'm going to open up my main CSS in here, and then I'm also going to open up the HTML for that. So a little bit different. I still have the main wrapper, and the main wrapper closes down here. And then I have the rule third content, which is defined the content, which is here. So all of it, this is that's inside. And then I have a button, which redirects me to my school's login page. And then I have a header at the top. Now, how this works is a lot different to how this works. Well, they're not a lot different. It's just basically putting the header outside of the main paragraph structured content, and then in my CSS, what I tell it to do is have a greater width, but then still keep the position relative to that of the main content. So that means when anybody wants to scroll out, this all still stays the same. It's all fixed, and you're free to just sort of zoom in and out, and there's no worrying about information slipping and sliding all over the page. So it gives you a much better outcome. Basically, if you're wondering how I get these sort of nice transitions of colours in here, you can either do that through images, or you can do it through gradient, which is another built-in CSS function. Now, what it says here, it's generated from a website, and that website is, I'll just take you to it now. CSS generator, gradient generator. Here it is. And what you're doing here is you choose whatever gradient you want, and then the CSS code appears to the left and to the right, sorry, and then you can just copy that and you paste it into the content that you're talking about, and then it will give you a nice gradient, and you can choose for it to have a horizontal position, vertical, diagonal, whatever. It will give you the correct CSS code. However, it doesn't work for Internet Explorer. It says it's compatible with it, but in my browser it didn't work, and I had to rewrite my whole CSS script so it worked for that. Sorry about the quality of this tutorial, I'm a bit tired. It's my birthday tomorrow, so woohoo. Yeah, and you also want the background repeat of X to always be hidden. No, sorry, you only want it to repeat on X, but you don't want it to repeat on Y. Because say I take this off, I save it, look what happens when I look at my background. So it keeps repeating that gradient, and that looks terrible. So to get around that, you put in a background repeat function, and that gets rid of that problem and just keeps the last known colour, and it gives a nice smooth transition. So yeah, it'll keep your page looking professional. I'm going to try and look for some other things in here that you might find useful. I've talked about floating, talked about padding, text decoration. On a link, if you have text decoration enabled, what you'll get in your link is you get that horrible purple so to see if you've visited it, or you have a blue underline on it, and no one really wants that. Well, you might do, but in this case I don't really want it. So what you do is you set your text decoration to none. You set your text decoration of hover, so when you move your mouse over it to none. You set the visited to none, and then there's another one called A, which sets the href to none. So you'll never get any text decoration on it. It'll just be solid text, and then you can style it as you want. Give it a colour, change it. You can always change the font size, but change the colour and give it your own sort of specified hovering options and all that stuff. Yeah, I've got a button on this page as well, right, that takes me to my content, and in my HTML you have to open up an input. Now what an input does in HTML is it provides it with a conditional argument. So submit is already set for a button, that is a button, and the class is designated as my button, and I'm not showing you guys how to specify a class in CSS yet. So over in my CSS sheet I have dot my button. Now a dot or period, whatever you call it, where you're watching from, defines a class. So dot my button is equal to class my button, and it will look for that class anywhere inside of my HTML. So you don't actually have to specify which div it lays in, because there's only one my button class, which makes it easy for it to find. Then the name of it is equal to VLE, so that's the actual name of it if I wanted to find it. And then the value of it is equal to hat and VLE, and what that does is it gives it a label. And then finally we have onClick. Now what onClick does is this waits for the browser to find a click on the icon before it will execute the action to relocate the user to this designated URL. So you guys might want to take note of that. I learned that from W3 Schools on the HTML section, and yeah, that works quite nice. So if you guys have anything else you want me to run through, I can do some basic JavaScripting, some PHP, yeah, basic JavaScripting, some PHP, and yeah, if you want to learn any of that, just say. I'll be happy to do a tutorial on it. I hope you've enjoyed what I've put out so far. Hopefully this tutorial series gets a good response, and if it does, I'll carry on making it. I hope that you've learned sort of something valuable from it, and that you can apply it to your work. I know I didn't really show a great deal in this example here, but I just wanted to get out the basic principles of CSS. So if you want me to do a more in-depth tutorial on that, please comment below. Just say that you want a more in-depth tutorial, ask what you want to see, and I'll get that out for you in a couple part series. But for now, we're going to leave it as that. So hopefully you've enjoyed, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. Peace.